Welcome to my video. I'm the Unknown Man, and today we'll be talking about how to run like a bitch in first-person shooters. In this video, I will explain what, how, and when running like a bitch is implemented into the gameplay by using gameplay of me playing Destiny. First, let's start off with what running like a bitch is. Running like a bitch is a defensive playstyle that takes you out of a fight to live another day and tries to put you at an advantage. There are plenty of great guides out there for Destiny on how to improve your movement, but this is not a guide for that. This guide does take those practices into mind on how to use your movement. Now let's start on how running like a bitch is implemented. The hardest part on how to run like a bitch is actually map knowledge. Without a good sense on where you are going, you cannot set up an attack on your pursuers. Learning how to use your environment to your advantage will cut off sight lines, helping you to recover your shields and avoid bullets. My second piece of advice on how it works is your knowledge of your weapons and abilities. As each weapon has its own strength and weaknesses, there's a time and place for each and every one of them. Familiarizing yourself with your weapons and abilities will help tremendously on setting up for kills. Now let's implement when to run like a bitch. My first example when to run is when you are behind shots in a 1v1 scenario. Now it would seem obvious, but when dealing with opponents that know how to land their shots, you only have a small window of opportunity to make these types of decisions. If you walked into a fight missing your initial shots while being fired upon, step out of the fight and try removing yourself from where you were last seen, because a grenade could easily be followed up and killing you. Another example given when it's just you and multiple assailants involved. Now these scenarios I can say are hard to escape depending on the setup from where running might be an option. This might seem strange or even funny to your assailants because it does give them a false sense of security when they see your back. Now I'll show you some gameplay that will give you a play-by-play of what's going on in my head on how I run like a bitch.
They're on every shot.
Okay, let's start with this one on Widow's Court. Now this one to me was like one of my favorite ones. Well, like I said, the most recent ones I've actually had. It starts off pretty normal when I actually grab up the special ammo and just go back up to the top of A. And I see a blip on the radar. Let me just stop right here. Right now, I only just see two guys. So I believe into myself that, all right, I might be slightly screwed, but at the same time, I'm going to be like able to, like I said, be able to at least try to at least catch one guy. But at the same time, somebody might not be able to see me. But at the same time, I'm like, this might be an option for me to run. But at the same time, it was not the case until, let's go into it, I got shot. And as you can see, I ran away. I actually ran, technically, let me break it down. In this scene, as I'm gonna stop right here, I actually ran towards the direction of the wall, because that was able to cut off the line of sight with the dumpster that was placed there. As I can, I'm gonna go back a few frames, and it will show you that right about here, where it shows you that dumpster that I actually was able to use to block the line of sight on all three of these people of my assailants. But at the same time, I was able to pretty much make myself smaller in the sense of that I was able to hit that dumpster and they were unable to see me for that small period of time. As you can see, I came out towards the opening where I was able to slide to try to make myself, even like I said, even smaller, but at the same time moving to a point where my head, it was not actually being able to be easily tracked, but still I was running for my life. So these guys seen this, and like I said, they must have took it as the incentive to keep on chasing. So you can actually hear multiple shots being shot at me. So I continued to run until I ran behind this wall over here. And at the same time, I still took a shot. I'm still aware of this stuff. not really aware that I'm actually getting shot by a sniper. Let me freeze it right there. So I got the sniper right there. I've realized I'm getting shot at, just been hit by a daggone grenade. At the same time, I'm over there trying to run for my life. I'm like, oh, oh shit, So I'm let me move forward. Just keep trying. I'm trying to run. Now, by this time, I'm just running for my life, trying to actually catch cover again because I already been shot in the cover once. And at the same time, as you can look on the radar, as I got a freeze, as I got it on the freeze frame, I actually see 2 red dots in a sense on the back of my radar. Now, like I said, they could easily be fighting my allies, my teammates in this scenario. But as you can see, as I continue to go into the church, they actually pursue me. So going forward, you see somebody already shot me in the back. Now I'm already taking the defensive stance, jumping up, getting there, using my environment, using my abilities. As you say, at the same time, let me back that up. How that second kill was set up. Right here, I'll show you right here how I realized this guy was still, regardless on the radar, was on me. As you can see on my vertical, that I got a little red X, meaning that I'm actually hitting somebody. I'm burning somebody with something. So the only thing I did was actually burn the guy I just killed prior from my fist. The other guy who was actually still pursuing me, the second guy, the second pursuer, he actually walks into the flames, actually hurting himself at the same time, indicating to me that I'm actually fucking him up. So let's go forward. And as you see, I jump up, take the line to side out, make it a little bit harder for him to shoot me, and at the same time finish him off. I love this scene. Now, that's how you run like a bitch. All right, let's go on, move on to another one.
Glory is yours. Heavy ammo on the way.
In the very beginning, let's do it where we're over here. I'm over here taking this first guy who actually tried to come approach me with a shotgun. That's no part of the run like a bitch. But here comes the more eccentric part by running like a bitch. Let me freeze it right here. This is where I fucked up. That's all I can say. Or I literally flew over with my back turned to somebody who I didn't even realize on my radar, because I'm over there concentrating on the guy who's actually standing on B. I didn't realize somebody was over there in the tunnel or the cave or whatever you want to call it, that he was able to come up from behind and he actually hit me in the back of my head. So now this is where I can say that's where shit hits the fan. Now, normally somebody would either try to turn around and try to defend themselves. I mean, I have stickies. I could have tried to turn around and tried to make an attempt to fight. But at the same time, I decided to run like a bitch. Now, as you can see, when we ran it through from the first time, that you was able to see that I was able to make it all the way through. But I'm going to show you why it pretty much worked out the way it did. It could have not, but it actually did. Let's show you why. So in the beginning, let's start going forward. This guy shoots me, punches me in the back of the head, and shoots me. Boom. Now, the next thing that happens, I was able to come around with the guy still actually chasing me. The first guy who I was actually trying to pursue on B, I don't even think he even realized I was even coming up until I've already went through B and actually tried to go to the other side. Now, you actually hear him shooting the hard light. Let me freeze it right here. Boom. You see the hard light bullets actually right past me, going through my body, passing me by. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, he's shooting at me. I have two options. I can either run into this cave. I'm not even looking at the radar. I can either run through the cave or try to run straight and try to cut the lines of sight. The easiest option for me is to cut the lines of sight is to go straight into the cave. Now, like I said, that seemed like a bad idea if you look at the radar. But at the time, I'm only looking at the screen trying to make these plays, as quickly as possible in my head. All right, let's go forward. As you can see, boom. Let's pull that. Let me pull it back real quick. Boom. Now, as you can see, this guy, who I didn't even realize was in there until I actually ran past him. He's actually sitting in there waiting for my friends. even me, but doesn't even realize I'm even there until boom, I ran past him. So right now I've been shot by already 2 guys. One, the first initial guy who punched me in the back of the head and shot me with his hand cannon. 2 have been hit with the hard light, and 3, let's continue to move forward. Boom, I'm getting shot. I'm getting shot by whatever gun by the last guy, this Titan guy. I'm just taking off, trying to cut the line of sights by even jumping through the doorway and trying to keep this line very tight in the sense by staying close to the walls. So I was able to regain my shield. So right now I've been shot by 3 guys, only on 1 shield, 1 or even 1 life, and didn't even have the time to even regain my shields. Now this was more a shock and awe thing. And at the same time, while I was doing this, and when I was able to get to the end, I was laughing my ass off for real, because that was ridiculous that I was able to sit there and boom, run all the way through and pretty much had nobody being able to kill me. Now, this is not always going to happen, but this was one of those, aha moments that this could actually happen. This reminded me back in my old Halo days, but that's just what it was. I was able to stay close to the walls. I was able to pretty much just run straight through where people weren't even expecting me to come, because like I said, people were already looking at down certain sight lines. They already had their sight lines looking down until they realized, oh shit, somebody just walked past me. So that pretty much gave me the advantage to be able to run out of these things, because a lot of people weren't expecting me to come running straight into the room or towards B, or even being shot in the back. It was able to, that this guy didn't even try to swing on me twice, which he might have been able to kill me, but I might have already ran out his space, because you hear him actually hit me with the hand cannon in the very beginning. So once again, that's how you run like a bitch. So let's go on to the next one. So well, let's run this all the way through, and boom, I get my last kill. And as you can see, that's how you run like a bitch. And like I said, that Titan guy who I actually ran by was the last guy who actually kills me afterwards, even though I did get a body. And that, kids, is how you run like a bitch. Boom. All right, we're going to look at one last scenario, and that is one of my favorites also. And this one was more a oh shit moment that could have ended up worse. So this is like all of these scenarios always look like they can always end up worse.
Your honor is shattered. You started with nothing but a fighting spirit. Now you have an arm full of crests and all the honor that goes with it.
All right, in this last game, you can actually see that I actually got a few crests collected after I died, but somebody, collected my crest. Thank you. So as we move forward, it was just normal. So right now they're trying to make that final push. The team is trying to win. So right now I actually see a guy. Let's pull back. I actually see a guy, and he actually kills one of my teammates that was on my fire team. So boom, I see his name pop up through the door. As you can see, like I said, I had no way of getting to him, but at the same time, I wanted to come in with a clean fight. So looking for Cypher, boom, I find Cypher. But at the same time, I fall off. Like I said, I fall off the crate, but because I'm taking hits, he steps back. So we're both on opposite ends. I'm looking for him, and boom, I'm already encountered with another guy. Now looking at the situation, now I got a new contender stepping into the situation. Now he's brand new, whatever. He got fresh shields. I have no shield. I have only health. And like I said, now I'm only looking for my kill. And this motherfucker just stepped into my daggone sights. And they're going to kill me. So, boom, let's go for it. Let's see. They step in, boom, get shot up. I kill him. And as I'm about to make an approach for this thing, like I said, I've already backed up. And boom, somebody already steps into my shot. Steps into my sights. What I do, you already see me immediately veer off to the right, behind the crates, to try to take cover, to try to recover my shields. I've already been shot, already pretty much good. I'm on the slither of my health, like I said. So all I can think right now, I want to get this crest. We're close to winning. We only need 4 points to win, and all I want to get is my crest. So right before I can even do that, you can already see, boom, I'm already running in, trying to go grab my crest, but the guy already collects the crest. So on some suicidal thing. I don't know what was going on through my head at this time, even though I'm supposed to be telling you play by play, pretty much what I had intended next. So this motherfucker was able to pretty much lock on to me, find me around the corner before I was even able to make a decision. And the first thing came to mind, stick them as with their hard light, boom. Now, let me pull back just a little bit right before that. Now, this is where I even lost my shit when I actually was looking at this video, because it's a lot of things you see and actually hear. So as soon as I come in, I don't even realize that the initial guy who I was actually fighting, who actually killed my teammate prior to this whole scenario, he's actually off to my left side. I don't even realize he's even there. As I'm getting shot with this hard light with no shield, mind you, that I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, cool. I only got to take care of this guy. He's already in my face. That's why I was able to boom, make the decision to stick him. And like I said, I was like, I'm all right, I'm gonna collect this crest. But as that's happening, after I killed this guy with the sticky, like I said, let's go forward, boom. I already made up my decision. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna kill. Like I said, I'm gonna collect my crest. But as you know, I come down, and lo and behold, this guy is right in my face. Boom. He's still looking up. He's as surprised as I am. He's like, what the fuck? You know, so pretty much we're both in an oh shit moment. Now, what's even worse in an oh shit moment, he's still trying to look down, trying to catch me. And as you can hear, he actually swipes at me, missing. Luckily, not killing me, because I have technically no life. And boom, I collect my crest, but I actually jump up to get away from him. But at the same time, I actually get stuck. So you actually see me look down saying, oh shit, I need to get to the ground. I'm actually looking for the ground and not looking for a place on the wall. I'm not Spider-Man. So as I look up, you clearly see, boom, 3 guys overall in this whole scenario. Now if it's 3 guys, I'm already trying to get the hell out of there. And pretty much they actually had me pegged. I'm like, I am not, they must have seen too many pings on there. They already seen too many dead bodies in this daggone corner. They like, all right, we got to go get this motherfucker. So what I had to do, I had to run like a bitch and boom, do it however. So right here, it shows you that I already broke the sight lines. I've already dipped down out of the door and made a beeline technically to the wall that was technically they were lined up to. So if they already ran straight from where they were from, I technically would have been able to break sight lines. So to even break more sight lines, I decided to jump over the wall right in front of me also, which boom, let me jump over that, boom, jump over the wall. Now I'm technically already broke sight lines. So me breaking 2 sight lines already, they already having a tough time to be able to catch me. So in a sense, if they were already out the door, the first door, they already had to jump over another obstacle to actually get to me. So that would have, like I said, had this game to proceeded forward or even longer, I would have continued to run even where it was. Because as you go forward, you see me over there and get happy as shit because we actually won the game. So me actually collecting one of those crests helped us win. Because like I said, they were only 10 points away. That was only 5 crests. That's 5 bodies. So like I said, I don't know what's going on. And I'm over there. And like I said, I'm happy as a motherfucker. So, I'm over there waving at everybody who's across the river. Because I'm like I said, hey, y'all had me somewhat, but you're dealing with somebody who's going to run like a bitch. So at the same time, I did have somebody who's able to track me down because they must have really been a hell of a fan because they said, I'm going to run just like a bitch like you. I'm going to get to you, boom. And they kill me with a trespasser. And pretty much we won, game over. And that, kids, is how you run like a bitch. So once again, these are pretty much a few examples on how to run like a bitch. At the same time, I'm trying to actually help people get an idea on how to run like a bitch, because sometimes you think, hey, I'm being put in a situation, I'm gonna just give the fuck up, drop your controller, take your hands off the sticks. I don't want that. I want people to actually know there's more than one option to a given situation, because sometimes you might not have the best shot, sometimes you might have the best shot and still be put into bad situations. So I'm pretty much trying to help people. I'm just showing you, like I said, in the sense of how I think, even though, I'm doing a little bit of cursing, but at the same time, I'm trying to help my fellow guardians, fellow first-person shooters, anybody who, like I said, who has an idea. Because like I said, right now I'm just using my abilities, and at the same time, my thought process in a sense on how not to think like the enemy. Because like I said, I can run in a straight line and get shot in the head and that'd be it. But you want to think in like curves and things like that. I like said, in all three scenarios, you see that I've been put into such a situation where it's like, fuck, you know, how the hell do you get out of this? Because most of the times, you're not gonna get out of them. Like I said, unless I sit there and watch a lot of these things, I'm like, I should have been dead multiple times over, and pretty much that's not it. So once again, if you was able to watch it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. And once again, I'm the Unknown Man, and this has been How to Run Like a Bitch. Black Man out.